Hello and welcome to the Pickup WNBA podcast. I'm your host, Katherine Eicher.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What is up?
Good Lord. And this is episode 138, baby. 138.
138, baby. Check us out on all of our social media accounts, mainly YouTube and Instagram, the Pickup WNBA podcast. Also, make sure to fill out our survey on Acast through the Sonar Network. Basically, it's a survey to better figure out what type of advertising our listeners would like. And a bunch of people have filled it out. So thank you for doing that. And, all the reviews on iTunes and Spotify help us. So shout out to you if you've done that. Comment, like, subscribe. We're still ticking up on YouTube. So that's been awesome to watch the subscribers grow. And yeah, thanks, everybody.
Absolutely. Freddie, let's dive right into it. We're talking a bit on last week's episode about the current standings and how close so many of these teams are. Teams like 3 to 8 or 9 are about only 5 games apart. And there's going to be so much movement amongst these teams in the next coming weeks as we get closer to the playoffs, which are about a month away, but we're excited. So we thought we would do what is your dream first round playoff matchup?
Yeah. And to your point, even since we last talked about this, there's been quite a bit of playoff movement as far as like who is where. I think namely the aces have started to look a lot better and have kind of, they seem like they've cleared that area of being like a 9, 8, 7 seed
Yeah, they've
team.
jumped from 9 to 5th in the standings.
Yeah.
Winning
So
their
this
last 4 in a row, and the Storm have lost their
Yes.
last 5.
Yeah. So that's a big, and that's really started sort of shaking up what I think the league looks like as far as like potential home court and like who's going to be battling it out for a spot. Obviously, there's still, what's my quick math? There's 40 games, so still 14 to go ish.
Mhm.
No, I'm sorry. There's way less than that. This is about 10 or like 8, 9, 10 games depending on the team. So actually, there's we're really in the home stretch here.
A little bit of gossip I read today from the Seattle Storm side of things is that apparently Alicia Clark requested a trade. She was traded to the Mystics around the trade deadline, apparently due to a verbal altercation with another player.
Interesting.
So the vibes are quote unquote not good. I hate everyone says vibes now, but whatever.
Yeah,
The vibes are not the vibes are not good in Seattle right now, which is
words like vibes,
unfortunate.
organic. What do they mean? But yeah, I
Organic, that's a pretty solid meaning.
I know, but it's one of those. Hey, I used to work for a company called Green
Oh,
Living
this is
Organics.
true.
And let me
They
tell you,
play with the word organic on your
the word
products.
natural and the word organic when you're shopping for products, they surely don't mean much. So
Oh yeah, and
you
also
better make sure it's fair trade certified.
it'll say like organic, or in Canada we have this brand called Organics, but
That's
then
right.
it says TM. So
Mhm.
they've just trademarked the word and it has nothing to do
Yep.
with the ingredients. So okay, all right, I'm with you. But anyway, just a little bit of goss on the Seattle Storm front. Huh?
Well,
Pun?
and
I just said Seattle Storm front. Wow.
oh, that's good. That's good.
Can't believe you just rolled over that. But
I did
anyway.
roll over it. So I was like Stormfront. Uh, I forgot that storms have a front and a back.
Wow. All right.
But I'll say this: Noel Quinn, head coach of the Storm, there was some rumblings at the end of last season about kind of locker room stuff, and it was never fully clear as
Mm.
to what that was about. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't really think we got an answer, but yeah,
Could be on the hot seat
where there's storm, there's fire. I'll say that.
because of Portland.
No, I'm just trying to make a shitty pun.
All right. Okay. So let's move on. Freddie,
Let's do it.
looking at the standings, who is your dream, or who are 2 teams you wanna see face off in the first round?
So I'll start with my 1v8, and my 1v8, what I would love to see is the, Sparks. I would love to see them
Mm.
get that 8 seed and battle the Lynx, because I think the Sparks
Mm.
are coming on very strong. I think that the Lynx, you can't really, and sorry, even though they're my team, I can't say that I fully think the Lynx are the favorite and are gonna run away with the championship, because we have not seen the Liberty healthy. But what I can say is I feel like the Lynx and the Liberty are both finals bound, and I don't think that's like a hot take. But I
No, I
think if
agree.
if the Storm are able, or sorry, if the Sparks rather are hot and they play the Lynx, that's not a pushover first round. And I think that it would be really exciting. Like, obviously, I honestly might even predict still a Lynx sweep, but I think it would be a hard fought sweep. Whereas, looking, if for some reason the Mystics make it in, or the Valkyrie finish in 8, I think the Lynx will pummel them.
Yeah, look, this is a great pick, and I agree, and I was gonna try and pair the Sparks with someone as well, because I do think they're gonna be the most competitive team in that lower echelon of the
Mhm,
playoff bracket, and they would give a team like the Minnesota Lynx their toughest out. I agree in that as well, in that I don't think any of these teams are gonna get a game on Minnesota in the
mhm.
first round. I mean, winning 1 game against this team in a playoff series first round would be an accomplishment, I think. They're just that dominant. But yeah, the Sparks have come on really strong post All-Star break. Cameron Brink looks great. I feel like this team has a lot of chemistry, a lot of synergy. They did lose their last game against the Liberty, but I mean, they are coming on really strong, trending in the right way. I'm excited for the Sparks, actually. I'm really looking forward to whether they pair up against the 1 seed or the 2 seed. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. The Lynx, by the way, the Dejanay Carrington pickup is huge. Like, watching her, how she's
Major.
just kind of like integrated herself into that team. It's such a Yeah, I mean, like, I think the Mieseman pickup's huge for the Liberty, but I think the Dejanay Carrington fit is
Bigger.
just so
Bigger.
perfect. It just really, really, it adds, like, it gives them ball handling, it gives them defense, it just gives them, it looks like she's been playing for the Lynx all season, and that's scary if you're anybody else.
Yeah, and I think too, like, she's got a strong relationship with Courtney Williams, and like they've played with each other before. So I feel like she already had that kind of built-in like player chemistry with a lot of the players on the team already. And then there's a friendship there. She was just able to really slide in.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Lynx. I mean, the Lynx are still killing it even with Nafisa Collier injured. They've won their last 5 in a row. It's so impressive. It's really, really impressive. Um, my pick, I don't know why I'm in a pun mood,
On a way.
but we're just gonna go with it. Fever Dream? 3-6? Come on.
That's not who I have. Uh,
No, I'm putting it out there. Come
that
on,
would be
Fever
that would
Dream, let's go.
Fever
Also,
Dream would
too,
be
there
good.
was like a little bit of like a let's just call it a moment with Ryan Howard and Caitlin Clark, and then Caitlin, she kind of revisited this play recently, and they kind of captured like a facial expression that's funny, and then Caitlin Clark was like, "I thought I was being tough, and then I realized that's what I looked like."
Oh, that's funny. Was that the, like, "I'm not afraid of you" moment?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that could be fun to revisit in a first round as well.
By the way, I
Um,
do have the Dream versus Fever. That is my preferred matchup. I relooked at my picks there, so I'm with you.
Oh, okay. It's currently Dream versus Fever, but Fever Dream sounds better, but the Dream have home court advantage, so the Fever have to do a lot of work if they want to give us our Fever Dream fantasy.
Oh,
Buddy, I'm on one.
you're really on one here.
Don't
This is
know
great.
why. Have no idea why.
Fever Dream Fantasy. That's the clip. That's the clip.
Just to make it really clear.
Yeah.
Why not? First round, you know?
By the way, I just wanted to double check because um oh, you're right. For some reason I thought that Nafisa had come back.
No, not yet.
Because I was watching some highlights, but I guess I was watching of the previous Liberty game. Okay. But yeah, so she missed 5 games in a row? That's wild. Yeah, but anyways, they're absolutely rolling. So shout out to them. The links are nasty. And but anyways, yeah, back to the fever dream. What is this? What is the Caitlin Clark status? I was Googling the other day, like when is she coming back?
Don't know.
No
A lot of
timetable.
huge players out right now. Um,
That's huge for the like and shout out to
Nafisa's out, Caitlin's out, Brianna Stewart's out. Like
and
major, major players right now.
the Fever have gone 6-4 in their last 10, but like really, Caitlin has missed a lot of games this year.
Yeah.
I know they want to get that hamstring right, but they, I think to win a round, they're going to need, I would imagine, at least like 5-6 games from Caitlin before the playoffs to really kind of be like humming, because they've been doing well, I think, but the dream are, I mean, the dream could finish in second, right? Like
Yeah.
they're having just like an incredible season. The five wins in a row, by the way, as of this recording on the 13th.
Yeah, there's talk about Nafisa's return, but as of this recording, it hasn't been confirmed yet. They said at least 2 weeks. And that was early August. So
And what about
it
Clark?
could be soon.
Good,
I have to look up.
yeah, Clark's no timetable, I'm pretty sure. Well, just while you're doing that, I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
my other preferred matchup here.
Yeah.
Um, so I was thinking about like what is the Liberty matchup I want, and I'm sorry, Valkyrie fans, but in my wanting matchups thing, I realized that I want you out of the playoffs because
You
I
want
want
who out of the
the
playoffs?
Valkyrie, because I want oh, I know, because I was like, because right now it's the Sparks are out, are they're in ninth place, but I in order to put them in this kind of like dream whatever, just like this exercise we're doing, I needed to bump a team, and it's the Valkyrie, and because I want the Storm in the playoffs,
You don't want to
and
see their new mascot in a playoff atmosphere?
I honestly do. I want to see that crowd in a playoff atmosphere. I'm like the team's good. They're competitive. I like them. I think the Liberty would smash them. And you
Oh
know,
yeah, I think they would get smashed by a lot of teams.
I want to see Dominic Malonga, against John Cole Jones, the two futures of the league. Um, no, not really,
The two
but
futures of the league, you mean like present and future?
yeah, that's sort of what I was going for. But yeah, I think the Storm really, even though they're falling right now, their team. I mean, man, if 7-8 is Storm Sparks, that's absolutely deadly. Like those are really really quality teams to be just like sort of like barely making the playoffs.
Hmm. Caitlin Clark update. So she's missed the last 10 games, and they say she'll be sidelined for at least a few more weeks. No potential return date revealed.
So that basically means that they're going to bring her back for the playoffs. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, if that.
Because a
If
couple
that.
weeks is the playoffs.
Yeah, so if that. But
Wow.
it's most of the year for sure between the
Crazy.
two. Yeah.
What's it's really turning into a lost year for Caitlin.
Yeah, but she'll bounce back.
Oh,
I
she's
f-
fine, but I just think, yeah, wow, it's crazy.
with the Storm, I don't know, like if their vibes are this bad, then who knows how. tough of an opponent they'll be in the first round. Like, they might just wanna go home, honestly. Hopefully not. Like, I don't
Fair enough.
wish
They've
this.
they've played some good basketball, and they have a really stacked roster. Like
So stacked.
you sent me a message to make sure I watched that Sparks Storm game, and I did, and it was so good. The the
Such a good game.
the double block play was insane, and like just huge shot making. Derek Hamby,
They could not guard Dearica Hamby. They couldn't guard her.
yeah,
She
Dominique Malonga, you got
she
rookie.
gotta step up. Like, she had, like, the same play back to back in the final minute of the 4th quarter to win that game for them. And
Yeah.
Dominique Malonga was just like, she was stunned. She was kind of like, "I didn't think she'd drive to the basket again." And it's kind of like, "Well, why wouldn't you?"
Also, Plum has such a just a nasty, like set shot and
Mm.
first step combined. Plus, she's a lefty. It's like watching, like, she is so,
They're a
you know,
really fun team to watch.
they're a very fun team. And yeah, like I think Plum as a leader, like obviously, like I think we forget now that like the Aces were just like so dominant and so unbeatable for such a long stretch of the past couple years. But now, with Plum in a different place, um, it's like she's such a leader. She's such a leader. And thinking about the Aces without Plum, I think whatever they
The
did with
spark. The
uh
Sparks.
no, but sorry, the Aces without
Oh, from
Plum.
before. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like they really lost that trade, like big time. And I think that at the time I was like, oh, it could go either way. No, they lost that trade.
Yeah, I mean, with Jewel Lloyd, like, it seemed all very comparable. But they lost Kelsey in free agency, and then they got Jewel Lloyd. It wasn't from Seattle.
Pardon me, I thought it was a sign and trade, or I thought it was
Oh, it could
some
have been a sign and
yeah,
trade, but it was
yeah,
related to free agency.
right,
Anyway, that's back in like February. February brain isn't here right now. Pun
yeah.
brain is here, baby.
Oh, we got another one?
No, I don't.
Oh, I was like, "Oh my god, these puns are really coming." Okay,
Well, you never know. You never know. But we should move on. Actually, we do have a more serious topic to discuss if we're okay to change the
yeah,
mood a
last
bit.
one, just, Mercury rising, Mercury versus Aces. I think, that's the current standings now,
Mercury
and
rising. Like I
Mercury in retrograde? Fuck, I messed up, sorry. This is me
No. I
this is
thought you
me
were
trying to do
trying to come
puns.
you were trying to make a correlation with the aces. And then I was trying to think of like poker terminology like Mercury rising, like I raise you this, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, this is you trying to help me, and just we're both falling down a hill now.
Look,
Um,
if anybody, just for everyone's information, we don't edit this podcast.
and we never will. And we never will.
So the mistakes stay. You know what I mean? The
So,
mistakes stay.
you hear that? Ow, hire us Engelbert. And that's a deep cut for the longtime listeners. But
That is a
but
deep cut. I love it so
but
much.
but the Mercury Aces is a massive first round matchup, and I'm good with that.
Huge. And also too, like, if you're the Mercury, like, that's a bummer to get the aces in the first round when you've worked
Yeah,
so hard all year, you know? But we'll see. We'll see how that
yeah,
turns out. Again, only a game apart right now. A lot can change, and I'm sure
yeah,
a lot will change. But it's fun to kind of hypothesize and fantasize at the moment. Okay, so we need to talk about something more serious. And a lot of people will have fun and make fun of this topic, but and maybe we're lighthearted in general, but I think we're not going to be that way necessarily with this. So this whole sex toy thing has really taken a turn. It's turned into a trend. um in New York, the NYPD released a photo and short video clip of a man they say struck a 12-year-old girl with a sex toy during last week's game against the Dallas Wings. Um, there have been multiple arrests made in other incidences, including in Phoenix. The Sun versus Mercury game, an 18-year-old man was involved in a sex toy situation. where it nearly hit Sophie Cunningham. We saw this, but it also hit almost, I think it's, or it said allegedly hitting another fan and the fan's 9-year-old niece with the sex toy in the crowd. I guess on its way to the court or whatever. So it's really like, it's really painfully unfortunate. Like, I feel like the W is supposed to be a safe space and is supposed to be certainly a family friendly space. And it's just like a handful of disturbed people deciding to do this for attention or whatever instead of just getting a therapist. It's like, it's like a reductress article, like men would rather throw sex toy on a basketball court than get a therapist. I mean, my goodness. Um, like we joked about this the first time it happened because it was so
Mhm.
silly and ridiculous and nobody got hurt. Right. But now the fact that it's like turned into a disturbing trend, obviously it's like, it's just the sexualization of young girls is really gross. And I don't know if I assume they were an unintended target, but we don't know either way. Well, except for that NYPD one, they have the clip. If you're in the New York area, maybe take a look at that clip. I chose not to look at this clip, but I just feel like, it's really gross. Cheryl Reeve commented on it and I kind of laughed, but she said, this has been happening to women for centuries. And I
She's not wrong.
laughed
She's not
because
wrong.
she's not wrong at all. But like sex toys haven't existed for centuries as we know them today. So I was just picturing, like, I've been binging The Gilded Age and just, having a sex toy, a modern sex toy in that era, just the juxtaposition made me laugh. But obviously she's right. We all know that. And it's just really, it's really gross. Maybe we don't clip this one because I don't know if I want to be, well, I just don't want to be part of like the noise that's fostering this kind of behavior, but I don't want to be someone who isn't going to talk about what's going on. So it's this weird balance that I feel like we're always trying to have on the show.
Yeah. I think a couple things there. Just as we were talking, like, I was looking for a timeline, and the Washington Post has a good timeline by Glenn Hill is the author. Came in on the 9th. So as of the time that this article was written, which was on the 9th, there's been 6 incidents. But all the sex toys thrown have not made it to the actual court.
Oh, so
So
there could have been more that were
yeah.
thrown but didn't make it to the court and therefore were not reported.
Yeah, so,
Dear
and then, there's
God.
also this crypto thing, right? So this is kind of like a
Yes,
strategy.
tell me about the crypto thing.
I think without digging too deep and giving them too much, attention, which is what they want, this is
Mhm.
a publicity stunt that I feel like is built on, since we're not gonna, like, mince words here, I think it's built on the degradation of women, and it's meant to humiliate and put women in a place where they, like, lack dignity while they're at work. And I feel like, there it might be, if you talk to the organizers of this, whatever, this sex toy throwing campaign, I'm sure they would say, like, "It's a joke," and,
Oh,
"We're
yeah, I
just."
thought this was just a theory. Is this real? Is this like a group of people who are
I
part of
think
the
they
same
I think they've
group?
linked a couple people, but I think it's all very loose, right? Because they're
Wow,
still investigating.
that's so
And then
oh.
I think also, like many things, it's a copycat. So,
Yes, yes,
may
that's kind
may
of what I thought it was more
maybe
so was a copycat
yeah,
thing.
maybe several people started it in an organized way, and then it became a copycat thing, like, I don't really know, it
Right,
doesn't
could be
to me.
both.
Yeah, and it sort of doesn't matter because I think enough people have decided that it's okay to do this, and it's not just, like, an object that's being thrown. They're specifically
Of course.
choosing a sex toy at a women's sporting event. And it's like
Well,
it's been in many arenas. So I think it speaks to, homophobia, misogyny, and just like outright disrespect. and I feel like it's become a really serious problem. Like, it was sort of yeah, it was already bad, already kind of dangerous, and now there's enough people who sort of see this as something that is, worth their time. Like, I don't think this is like a couple bad apples scenario. I think it's when you when there's a toxic culture, that toxic culture is gonna do toxic things, and this is sort of like a mini toxic and shitty movement, you know?
Well, I think there's a very simple, possibly expensive solution, and that is to have more security at the gates and search bags.
Yeah, I sort of
Just
am
search bags.
like, what
Honestly, like, I know that's, like, maybe people will see that as, like, an invasion of privacy, but it's not like this isn't in the news. I mean, you have to put your bag through a thing or, like, a metal scanner and all of that. These things obviously don't get picked up by a metal scanner. To my knowledge, there's no such thing as a silicone scanner or anything like that. I think you just gotta search bags, and anyone bringing something like that to a game, completely unnecessary, they don't come into the stadium.
so
That might be expensive, that might be a bit time consuming, maybe people got to arrive to the arena earlier, but that's how you get ahead of this.
so when I go to in Toronto, like a Raptors or like a Toronto Raptors NBA team or NHL, like Toronto Maple Leafs game, first of all, you can't bring a bag in, period. Like, that's just like you're not allowed to. So
Right, you
you have to
can't.
leave your bag at the bag area, and or if you bring stuff in, like, you have to take off your hat, like, you're searched.
Yeah, so
So
in Toronto,
so
my
I
bag
think
gets searched, and, like,
yeah.
there are specific size requirements for bags allowed in the arena, and if any purse does get searched, like, my bag has been searched plenty of times going into the Scotiabank Arena, so that's just what they need to implement. Yeah, you certainly couldn't bring in a backpack to a game or any
No.
larger size bag. You have to check it. There's a coat check for large bags if you bring one to the game. So that's also an option. But these are like simple, possibly expensive options, but it's right there. There's a standard practice for this sort of thing. It wouldn't be brand new to a security company how to do this, so I feel like that's just what needs to be done, and it needs to be done across the league.
Yeah. And then
Period.
also, very serious, like, fines and charges. Like, you
Well,
need to
all of that too, but you have to prevent it from even
mhm.
getting there going forward, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, enough of that. Freddie, it is time for our badass player of the week. Let's go.
Badass player of the week. I'm not getting very fancy with this one. We had a 30-20 game. She's
Yes.
4-0 on the week.
Whew.
We're going with Asia Wilson.
Yes. 30
I
20
like
game.
Asia is doing Asia things, and this last week is insane. So check this out. 25.5 points a game. Almost 50% shooting from the field, 30%, 33% from the 3-point line, getting to the line almost 7 times a game, shooting it almost 90% from the free throw line,
Whew.
13 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a block. That is MVP material, straight up MVP material. That is like, we're starting to see the Asia that ran away with the MVP last year.
Mhm.
It might be too late to make that sort of noise to compete with Nafisa, but she's turning it into a conversation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and she was always in the conversation. But honestly, now with Nafisa out, with the Aces winning games, like she's
Yeah, the
definitely
wins are coming, which is big.
the wins are coming, so she is definitely making more of a case. So we'll have to see what happens there. I've changed my mind a little bit. I'm gonna give this to Alyssa Thomas because she also had a record this last week. She made a record for 3 straight triple doubles, the first time that's ever been done in the league. So shout out to Alyssa Thomas, absolutely incredible. Her numbers are, sorry, just pulling them up. She averages 15 and a half points a game, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. You can see she's so close to averaging a full triple double there. 2.5 steals. Just she's just such an incredible all around player. And, not that I'm rooting against anyone, but I'm really hoping the Mercury are in the second round. I think they would make the second round very interesting.
Yeah, the Mercury have been a fun watch all year.
Yes,
And
they
speaking
would
of
make
health,
this.
I feel like
Yeah,
they haven't had like they've had a lot of health issues throughout the year as well.
right. Have
So,
they?
yeah, Copper was out for a while.
Right, right,
Sabali was out for a while. I think it would be nice to see them. I mean, you want to see every team healthy, but I think a couple teams have been pretty banged up, and they're one of them.
right. Okay. Freddy's fun question. Let's go.
Okay, this is FFQ time, and Catherine, I want to sort of like hand it over to you for a sec because you sent me the clip of the new Valkyrie mascot who's comes with an egg that hatches. Is this correct? But
Yes.
first, can you just tell the listeners what they might have missed, like with the unveiling of the Valkyrie
So
mascot?
they built this up for several days. And I didn't even realize they didn't have a mascot
Me either.
officially to start the season. But they built up this for a couple days, having this egg that was like white with like speckles of like gold
Violet,
on
by the
it.
way.
Violet, yes, that's her
Violet the
name.
Raven.
Yeah, and then they had this unhatching, and we reveal Violet the Raven. She's really cute, by the way. I think she's super cute. She also wears glasses sometimes, and I love that she wears glasses. Shout out to our us glasses girlies out there. And yeah, she's really fun. I think they did a really good job with this.
I'm very, very into this, and yeah. So, by the way, Violet herself sports gold glasses. She's nearsighted and wears socks featuring the team's iconic V pattern. This made me think, like, we have a lot of good mascots in the league, but like, what are the different things that the accoutrements, like, what could they come, what could they use beyond their sort of their character and costume? So my FFQ to you is, let's both pick a mascot and let's talk about like what is something that they could use to sort of enhance their overall performance.
So for me, I'm going with the Fever. Their mascot is Freddy Fever, which made
Love
me
it.
think of you
Yeah.
immediately. And it also made me think of the Mario Brothers because it would be really cool for you, Freddy, and Freddy Fever to be together, right? So, like, I mean, obviously your name is Freddy Rivas, but in the stadium, you would be Freddy, like Mario, and like Luigi Mario. So it'd be Fever Freddy.
I mean, that's good stuff.
Right? And then you two would be a tag team together, like brothers, like
Wow.
Mario
So
and
like,
Luigi.
so I'm in on this.
Yeah, you're in on it. You're in on it, baby. You're in it together.
Engelbert, this is why we play the game. I'm in.
Yeah, of course
Ow.
you'd be in. You would be
Ow.
so good at
Hire me.
this. Oh my god. You'd be so good at it. You would be absolutely perfect
I've
at
always wanted
this.
to be a mascot. So
Yeah,
I've been a
yeah.
mascot a couple times. It's been great.
Of course you have. You have a mascot resume.
I do. I do. Shout out to the mascots around the world. I love you. Um, I'm going with Pax the panda, the Mystics mascot, who has a really like serious and nice backstory. So she is
Oh,
a
okay.
female panda who was born on May 23rd, 2006 at the Smithsonian National Zoo. So they really made her seem real, which is funny to me because
Oh, I thought that you were basing this off of a real panda.
no,
They
I mean
just made this up.
this is the backstory. And I think it's so funny because it's sort of like when you're reading it, you're like, okay, hold on, that sounds like it's a real panda, and it's like it's certainly not, though. It's a person in a costume. Um,
Uh-huh.
but her favorite color is red, white, and blue, and she
Of
enjoys
course.
bamboo, kung fu panda, and visiting China. So that all checks out for a panda. Now here's what I want in addition. Uh so her favorite, like she enjoys bamboo, like we get that with pandas. That's great.
Be hard to
I
find in Washington.
It would be hard to find. I want to see like a full kind of like bamboo like stick art routine. So I want
What is oh, you mean like a performance?
like a performance. Like I want to see some like martial arts. I really want to see like the
With
bam
bamboo.
what's that?
With bamboo. We wanna see
With bamboo. Like
bamboo martial arts.
that's right. I want to see bamboo incorporated into the act, and I don't think that's an unfair expectation. And I wouldn't mind seeing and again, we're from Toronto, so this is a bit of a deep cut, but I wouldn't mind seeing some panda babies because panda babies are very cute. So if you had
Oh my
some
god.
little kind of like pandas with
They
packs,
should have the baby pandas race the real babies in the
right?
baby crawl.
Now we're talking. And then for the
Come
Toronto
on.
Raptors, they have like there's the main raptor, but then they also have like a giant inflatable raptor, and then they also have mini inflatable raptors. And it's pretty cute. Like it's good stuff. So like the many different types of raptors is always appreciated. And just so people know that I love cute animals and
Oh.
babies. One time, Caitlin found this piece of art, which we need to hang up again. It's very cute. It's a raccoon family.
Aw.
A nice little piece of art, just for scale. It's pretty small, size of my head. Um, but
Smaller than your head.
smaller than my head, so small piece of art. But it's a little raccoon family. Anyways, panda
You're
plus
one
a
of
family.
those Torontonians who like raccoons.
I don't really. They're beautiful and they're cool and they're intelligent, but I really don't like
They're a
want them
nuisance.
in my area. They're
Yeah,
fucked up.
yeah.
Posable thumbs, shut up.
All right, we should wrap it up there. Thank you everyone for listening and tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe. And before we go, can we give a shout out to the fantasy team?
Yes, we can. So we're up against the Connecticut Fun right now, which is a great name. We're up pretty big, although we're 1-10, so we're for sure not going to make the playoffs. But they got a really good team. I think we're probably winning right now because of Nafisa not playing, but their team is
Right. But you're saying we might win a second week this year.
we might.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
okay. All
Listen.
right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
So their team is Marina Mabry, Rachel Banham, or Banham, sorry, Nafisa Collier, Emily Engsler, Nia Coffey, Skylar Diggins, Alana Smith, Sug Sutton, Maya Caldwell, Maria Klundikova, and Monique Billings.
Amazing.
So shout out to the Connecticut Sun, and then I have been enjoying shouting out the leaders. I think it's still. Well, I was gonna say, I think it's still Reese's Pieces, but, they've dropped off a little bit. So there's actually a clear favorite right now. It's Elevate Your Game. So Elevate Your Game, 9-2.
Truly elevated. Well done.
Truly elevated.
Gotta end on a pun. Okay. Thank you everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next
Bye.
time. Thanks, everybody.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.